The city of Seoul is a brutal 12 to 15-hour flight from the US.
That means if you'd like to visit the home of K-pop, the clock starts ticking as soon as you land.
But there's so much to do, see, and eat, it can feel a little overwhelming.
So we're going to show you how to hit the biggest, flashiest, must-see spots in Korea's capital city, all in a single day.
This is our essential 24-hour Fast and Furious guide to Seoul. That fearless chocolate bar is my husband, Ryan.
And that vivacious Puerto Rican is my wife, Will Marie. And together we are
Humble Brag.
#relationship goals.
We left our jobs and sold everything we owned
To take a year-long honeymoon around the world.
Join us as we chase breathtaking views, delicious food, and inspiring cultures.
Without taking ourselves too seriously. Because
We are the not-so-serious couple. Let's go! Seoul Tower.
We started the day on a literal high note at the iconic Namsan Seoul Tower.
The tower is the crown jewel of Seoul's skyline, standing at over 700 feet and positioned on top of the nearly 800 feet tall Namsan Mountain.
Even the hike to the base of the tower is pretty steep. But for only about $10, you can take a cable car most of the way up the mountain.
From there, the walkways leading to the tower are lined with thousands of love lugs.
These many padlocks are mementos left by couples who then toss away the key to leave a permanent symbol of their lasting love.
After reaching the base of the tower, we paid an additional $11 to take the elevator to the observation deck.
Thankfully, there were plenty of signs and QR codes for discounts along the way.
The view from the top was breathtaking. You can see a full 360-degree view of the sprawling city, the winding Han River, and the majestic mountains all around.
It really is the ultimate vantage point for seeing all of Seoul. Gong Palace.
Next up on our whirlwind tour of Seoul is the majestic Gong Palace, the heart of the Joseon dynasty.
Just as we arrived at the main gate, we were lucky enough to see the guard changing ceremony, a colorful display of traditional uniforms and rituals.
Entrance to the palace is pretty reasonable, only about $2 per person.
But entrance is free if you're wearing a traditional Korean costume known as a hanbok.
We saw a lot of people dressed in these costumes rented at the many costumes rental shops. We even interviewed a few of them.
Click here to watch that video.
Built in 1395, it's the largest of the 5 grand palaces in the city and a stunning example of traditional Korean architecture.
The original Gong Palace was destroyed multiple times. First, by the Japanese in 1592 during their invasion of Korea, and then later by a fire in 1867.
But today, its lavish pavilions, gardens, and 7,700 rooms have all been meticulously restored.
It's incredible how much history is packed into this place, and the details in the architecture are just amazing.
Bukchon Hanok Village.
If Gyeongbokgung Palace showed what it was like to live as a royal in ancient Korea, Bukchon Hanok Village shows what it was like for the people.
This place is like a living museum with over 600 years of history packed into these traditional hanoks, or Korean houses.
While I was living in Korea, I came to this area with my friends to participate in pottery workshops, tea ceremonies, and woodblock printings. There's a lot of activities you can do here.
But since we've only had a few hours, we were happy enough to take in the sights.
Thankfully, it's a great place to take photos. The views in the village are spectacular.
From some spots, you can see the modern skyline of Seoul blending with the ancient houses, creating the perfect mix of old and new.
Insadong.
Right across the street from the palace and the village is a neighborhood rich with culture and art.
After the Korean War, Insadong gained a reputation as a gathering place for painters and intellectuals.
And that artistic spirit lives on today in the hundreds of stalls, shops, and galleries that line this crowded street.
You can find everything from antique shops selling traditional Korean paintings to art supply stores stocked with calligraphy brushes to modern art galleries and installations with beautiful pieces of modern art.
If we had any room left in our luggage, we could have picked a dozen souvenirs, but we settled on grabbing a portrait from a local caricature artist.
We also found a vendor selling dalgona cookies and tried our hand at a challenge from the Squid Game TV show.
We were supposed to chisel the shape from the cookie without breaking the shape, but we failed.
Oh well, guess we won't be millionaires anytime soon.
That sounds so depressing. Chongyun Stream.
The crowds in Seoul can be a lot to handle. Thankfully, the 7-mile-long stream runs right through the heart of downtown Seoul, offering a peaceful escape.
Chongyun was originally a natural stream that was covered up during the city's rapid 20th century urbanization effort.
But in 2005, it was restored and reopened to the public, transforming the area into a beautiful public space for everyone to enjoy.
The stream is lined with walking paths, art installations, and beautiful bridges. And at night, the stream lights up with colorful LED displays.
It's amazing how a place like this can exist in the heart of such a busy city.
The stream is a perfect example of how urban spaces can be transformed to benefit both the environment and the community.
Gwangjang Market.
After spending the whole day walking, it was finally time to eat dinner at one of Korea's many food-filled night markets.
We started off with kalguksu, also known as knife-cut noodles, and mandu, or Korean dumplings.
The broth is savory, hot, and delicious. And the dough is so tender, you can tell it was made fresh by hand. Wait, that lady in pink running the stand? I recognize her. She was on Netflix Street Food Asia Edition.
After our noodles and dumplings, we both had a real craving for our favorite Korean staples, haemul bajang and bibimbap.
Dang, it looks like we licked the plate. But was that all we had? We ate so much more when we visited the other street food market.
Well, that was a whole different video. But yeah, Myeongdong Market was pretty close too. In fact, everything we did in this video and that one is in the same 2-mile radius.
And with Seoul's convenient public transportation, it was really easy to get around.
So that's everything you can do in a single action-packed day in the heart of Seoul, Korea.
I'm pretty sure it took us more than one day to do all of that.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you could do it all in a day.
Yeah, right.
In our next video, we'll be touring the beach city of Busan.
So subscribe and leave a like if you want to keep exploring the beautiful country of Korea with us.